you all. I want to remind you that you have, thank you, Manu, for the recording. You have the interpretation service.
You guys can click. The only thing you have to do is clicking in the globe icon. So you choose your language. You put English, and that way you're gonna get the translation. Okay, that's the only thing you have to do. Los demás escuchan el cubano.
Okay, and for the rest, listen to my Cuban.
Okay. Bueno,
Okay,
hoy el
so
entrenamiento de hoy, yo quiero,
today's
vamos
training,
a darle con todo, con todo,
I
con todo.
want to
Pónganme aquí en
give
el
all
chat
that I've got.
quiénes
Okay,
de
so write
ustedes
down
conocen a
in the
Myron
chat
Golden.
who here knows who Myron
Myron
Golden
Golden. Lo voy a
is.
decir en cubano.
Myron
Myron
Golden. I'm going to
Golden.
say it in Cuban. Myron
¿Quiénes
Golden.
de ustedes lo conocen?
Who
No,
here
Sandra dice
knows who
no.
he is? No?
Juaneo a mí,
Sandra
si yo
says
estoy en
no.
candela hoy.
Juanema,
No,
Lindsay,
no, Juliet, no,
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 no.
no. Oh,
Juliet,
wow, no.
no. Oh, wow,
Hey,
no.
guys, vayan a YouTube
Hey
a buscar a
guys,
este
go to
hombre,
YouTube and
americano.
search for him. He
Bueno, no
is
se
a
preocupen
North
porque hoy
American
yo
person.
respondo todo. ¿Qué
And don't
pasa?
worry about
¿Se
it because I got
acuerdan? Sí,
everything you
bueno,
need to
bueno,
know what's
alguien
going
sí.
on. Okay, do you remember? I'm
Dice
sure
Fernando
somebody
porque se
remembers, right?
come.
Fernando says, what do you eat that with? Okay,
Ok, bueno.
Fernando.
Para que ustedes, yo
Okay,
he
so
comentado a ustedes que cuando
for
uno
me
entra
to, I've
en
told you
cualquier
that when
negocio que
you
tú vayas a
enroll in
hacer,
any
y
business that
creo que
you're
eso
going
lo
to start
explica muy bien
doing,
Jay,
and I
lo
think Jay
explica muy
explains
bien
this
mi
very well.
esposo, y yo se los he
My
mencionado en
husband
sus
explains this very
invitaciones.
well too, and
Cuando
I've explained
entramos
it
a
a
un
lot of times.
nuevo negocio,
When
a
we
una
enroll
nueva
into a
actividad,
new
antes de
business, a
ser
new
un emprendedor,
opportunity,
puede ser en cualquier
with
área de tu
something
vida,
that we are
la
starting in any area of our
responsabilidad
lives, the
nuestra es prepararnos.
responsibility
Entonces,
that we
para mí,
have
como
is getting
parte
prepared.
de mi
So
rutina
for me,
diaria, ya
as
además
part
de
of
todo lo
my
que
daily
tenía
routine, apart from
que
all the routine that I
incluía el
already had,
devocional,
that
incluía las lecturas
includes a
de escuela,
devotional
porque tengo una red
video,
de
the school
libros,
lectures, more than
incluye
20
videos,
books.
podcasts que
It
escucho,
includes
podcasts que
videos,
grabo,
podcasts that I
etcétera.
listen,
Ahora yo agregué a mi
podcasts that
rutina
I record,
poder
etc.
buscar, ok,
Now I
cómo
added to my
ser mejor
routine to
en
be
esto de
able
venta
to search
directa
how to be
o
better in
o
direct
en el
sales
mundo de network
or in
marketing
the
o
world of
multilevel
network
o venta
marketing or
directa, como le dicen
multi-level or direct sales,
diferentes,
as they
hay
say,
diferentes nombres. Es
because
venta
there's
de
different
todos,
names.
es venta al final de cuentas. ¿Cuál debe ser nuestra
But it's
responsabilidad? Ok,
sales at the
vámonos
end of
a
the day.
YouTube, a todos los recursos que tenemos.
And so the
El que
thing is
pueda
just our
pagar un tutor,
responsibility is to
hacerlo.
go to
Además, todas
YouTube.
las que tienen aquí como equipo, ¿verdad?
Whoever can
Que
pay
les
for a
enseñan a nosotros.
mentorship
Pero la idea es que nuestro
can
oído
actually do
se
it as a
entrene
team like we do
para ese
here.
lenguaje,
But the
para
idea
esa
is that our
estrategia,
ear
para cómo podemos
has
nosotros
to
ser
be
más
trained
efectivos.
for this language, for this
Eso que les
strategy, so
estoy,
we can be
que
more
les voy a
effective.
compartir hoy,
So
es un
this that I am
resumen
going to
de
share
este
today
entrenamiento
is the
de
summary of
Myron.
this
Yo lo sigo a él
training
hace
of
algún tiempo.
Myron. I've been
Es un
following him since a
excelente
long time,
mentor
and
cuando
he's
estamos
an
hablando de
excellent mentor
ventas.
when we're
Y la
talking
primera
about sales.
pregunta
And the
que me
first
encantaría que
question,
ustedes me
which I would
respondieran,
love for
¿cuántos
you to
aquí
reply, is
quieren
how
ser
many of you
millonarios?
here want to be
Y quiero que ahí donde
millionaires?
tú estés, tú repitas la palabra
And
millonario
I
o
want you to
millonaria.
repeat that word,
¿Cuántos aquí quieren
millionaire,
ser
millionaire.
millonarios?
Who here wants to be a millionaire?
Ok, yo,
Okay, let's see. Me, millionaire,
millonarios.
me.
¿Por qué te hago esta
Okay.
pregunta? Yo
So
hace
why
algún
am I
tiempo,
asking you this
si
question?
yo
Because a while
decía
ago,
la palabra
if I would
millonaria,
say the
yo
word
decía, ay, me da miedo.
millionaire, I would
Yo
feel
decía,
embarrassed.
no, ¿cómo voy a
I was
decir
like,
eso?
no, how am
¿Qué
I going to
ocurre?
say that
¿Sabes que
word?
una de las cosas que
But you
más
know what
debemos trabajar
happens? One of the
nosotros es
things
la
that we have to
relación nuestra
work
con el dinero?
more is our relationship
Lo
with
que
money.
pasa en
What
nuestra
happens
sociedad,
in
en
our
nuestra familia, en
society,
nuestros
in our
países,
family, in our
nos educaron
countries,
diciéndonos que la gente que
they
tenía dinero era
educated
malo,
us saying that people with
que la
money
gente
are
que vivía
bad,
en
saying
abundancia
that people who live in
realmente eran
abundance
personas que
were
eran
people
personas
who
orgullosas,
that
eran personas que
were
se sentían más y que eran
people who
personas
felt
que
more than
traicionaban,
the
etcétera,
rest,
etcétera,
people
etcétera, etcétera.
who would use
Entonces
treason,
nos hablaban de lo
people
improductivo.
who
Ah, no, porque
would
tú debes tener
treat
un
the
trabajito.
world
Ah, pero
bad,
tú
and
debes
they would
ganar un
say,
dinerito.
"Oh, but you need
Y
to
aunque
have a
tú no lo
little job,
entiendas o
you
tú no
need
lo
to earn a
creas,
little money." And
esa
even if you don't
relación
understand it
nuestra
or
con
you
el
don't believe
dinero
it,
que empieza
that
desde la
relationship
mente
that we
es lo
have with
mismo que
money that
nosotros
starts with the
decimos.
mind
Fíjate,
is the same
solamente te
thing
hago
that
una
we say.
pregunta.
Look, I
¿Desde
just
qué
want to ask you
lugar
one
tú
question.
te
From which
relacionaste con
place
este
are
negocio?
you
Puede
related to
haber
this
sido
business? It
definitivamente
could
el
have
producto
been
que haber
definitely the
conectado
product,
contigo.
obviously,
Totalmente
has
de
to have
acuerdo.
connected with you. I
Ahora,
totally
tú
agree.
quieres un negocio
Now,
porque tú
do
quieres
you
un
want a
resultado, tú
business?
quieres tener libertad
Why?
financiera. ¿Quién
Because you
aquí
want
no
a
quiere
result.
libertad
You want
financiera?
financial
Todos
freedom. Who
queremos
here
libertad
doesn't want
financiera. ¿Qué
financial
significa
freedom? We
libertad
all want
financiera?
financial
Hey,
freedom.
yo
What does
duermo en
financial
paz,
freedom mean?
duermo en tranquilidad
Hey,
porque sé que
I
estoy
can sleep
produciendo el
at night
dinero
in peace
más allá de
because
lo
I
que
know I'm
necesito.
producing more money than
¿Por
what
qué?
I
Yo estoy
am going
tranquila, me
to
voy de
spend.
vacaciones a donde
That
yo
means
quiera,
that
yo puedo
I can
darle
go
a
on
mis hijos lo que
vacations
quieran, yo
where I
puedo
want, I
alquilar
can
la
give
casa
my
que quiera,
children what I
yo
want, I
puedo
can have the
ayudar a
house
otras
that I want,
personas desde lo
I
que
can
yo
help
tengo,
other
porque
people
mientras
with
más
what I
juntos
have.
podemos
because the more we have, the more we can help others. Now, if you connect with the business from what society says, what they taught you in your house, your relationship with money is going to stay in the same place. And I love what this person said. He said as follows: don't search for people that need money. Today, I'm focused in the business. Okay, I'm going to talk today about the business. I'm not talking about the product specifically, I'm talking about the business. How can we develop and reach a sustainable, abundant, and stable business, which definitely includes helping others and helping yourself, because that goes hand in hand. And he would say as follows: don't search for people who need the money. Search for people who have the money. Why? Because he would explain whoever needs money, for some reason, he's there or she is there in that position. And it's because that person has not been able to duplicate what they receive, triplicate what they receive, because this person's mentality is not yet where it should be. The one who has money knows how to live, has the right mentality, the right mindset, and is going to want more than what he or she already has. Now, do you understand that perspective? I know it's going to sound very strong, and maybe some people here think that this training is a bit different to what they're used to. But you know what? The thing which is different, what takes you out of your comfort zone, what helps you to think differently, is what is going to help you advance. Remember this: you've reached the limit, you've reached the place. Everybody who said yes to this business is because we want to go to the next level. It's because we want more. It's because we understand we can have more. And today, I want you to understand that you can have more, but you have to be prepared. You have to get out of that box that has taken us to where we are. And we need to start breaking those ceilings on top of our heads that don't let us get out. And that starts here. And after here, you start with execution. So the way in which I'm going to talk to you today, or the summary of this training that we needed to translate, and my amazing Sor Angel, who translated it because she also knows Bayan Golden since a long time ago, and she did the favor and she immediately did a summary. And I said, wow, this summary is something we need to share with people. We need to do a training. And this is what we're going to see. It's called Myron Goldate. That's how it's called. I'm going to send it to you now. And all these summaries we are going to send to you. So don't worry about it. And what he explains is that you're not ready to sell until you learn this. I would love you to take notes of everything that I'm going to explain. We're also going to send it afterwards. But these are points that we want you to assimilate. If right now you're distracted, please, I'm asking you to focus. This hour is precisely for you. If you didn't tell your team about this meeting, tell them come into this training right now, because what we're going to see today is why you're not able to sell, why you're not able to include people into the business, why you're not able to have people attracted to what you have in your hands when it's a unique product that is proven. What is the reason? And the truth is that the answer is in us. So what is it that we're not doing that we have to start practicing? I saw this, and there are a lot of things that I'm not doing myself. What is my responsibility? To take what I have in my hands and multiply it and duplicate it. I can't wait for tomorrow. I started doing since the moment that I heard about the training. How are you? What are you doing with the trainings that we give you day after day? There's still people that ask me about trainings and about the information channel when we've done more than 10 classes each Thursday explaining what we have to do. How do I obtain my link? When there is more than 10 trainings, how do you obtain your link? I'm not criticizing, I'm just saying I can't reach further than what I am able to do every day. And it's that easy. So everything that we're going to share today, this ball, we're going to pass it around, like we say. What are you going to do with this that we're saying? Me personally, with this, I already did my strategy. You are going to see a reel that we just uploaded. My husband and I left school. Let's record a reel. What is the perspective? This, please put it inside your mind. You are not, do not become an expert in the product, okay? Become an expert of the results. I'm going to repeat that. Don't become an expert in the product. Become an expert of the results. Each time that somebody hears you talking, you're not going to go out there with the patch in your hands, even though it's attractive, even though we're saying don't use it, to say, these are the benefits, this and this and this and this. I'm going to this and that. Sorry, I'm going to mention ideas. So, for example, why is it valuable to be a woman full of energy.
Esa es una pregunta
Why?
que
That
inmediatamente
is
trae
a
la
question
atención.
that immediately attracts
Bueno,
people's
porque te
attention.
permite
Well,
tener
because it
energía
allows you to
para pasar
have
tiempo con tus
energy,
hijos,
to be able to
para
spend
llevarlo a sus
time with your
actividades,
children,
para ser
to
una
take
mujer
them to
creativa,
their
para
activities,
ser
to
una
be a
mujer
creative
que
woman,
tiene la motivación
to
y
be a
siente la
woman
energía
that
para llevar
has
a
the
cabo todos sus
motivation and
sueños.
feels the
¿No
energy
te
to
parece valioso?
comply with all her dreams
Yo
and reach
tengo
them.
lo
Isn't
que
that
tú no
valuable?
puedes.
I have what you
Otra
can
idea.
get.
Beneficios de descansar
Another idea,
efectivamente. ¿Qué
benefits
te
of
ocurre cuando no
resting
descansas?
with
Al otro día
effective
estás de mal
rest.
humor,
What happens
al
when you
otro
don't
día
rest? The
tu
next day you're in
desempeño
a
no es el
bad mood.
mismo,
The
al otro día
next
no quieres
day
levantarte,
you're
al otro día
not
no quieres
working at
caminar,
the
al
same
otro día
level. You
empiezas
don't
a
want to
decirle
wake
no a
up.
todas las
You
tareas
don't
que
want
tenías
to
que
go
hacer
out.
y
You
empiezas
start saying no to
el
all the
rendimiento.
tasks that you needed to do,
Yo tengo
and your
lo
level
que te
starts
puede ayudar.
going down and down and down.
¿Qué hacemos
I
nosotros?
have what can help you.
Insistimos en vender.
What do? We insist
Insistimos
in
en
selling.
vender,
We
no en
insist in
comprar.
selling,
¿Y
not in
quieres que te
sharing.
diga por qué
And do you
hacemos
want me
eso?
to tell you
Y no se
why we
preocupe
do
porque
this?
todos
And don't
hemos
worry,
estado ahí.
because we've all
Es
been
por
there.
nuestra
And it's
necesidad
because of
de
our
vender.
need to sell.
Entonces, yo quiero que a partir de hoy
So
tú empieces a
from now
pensar,
on,
yo
I want you
soy
to think,
millonaria,
I am a
yo
millionaire.
tengo lo que
I
necesito,
have what
yo
I need.
soy
I am
millonaria, yo
a
tengo en mis
millionaire.
manos
I
esto. ¿Por
have
qué?
in
Porque
my
eso
hands
baja
this. Why?
tu intensidad
Because
para tratar
that
de vender.
lowers the
Y tienes que
intensity
poner en
to try to
primer
sell.
lugar tu foco de
And you
ayuda.
need to
Entonces,
put in
vamos
your
a
first
ir yendo
place
paso
your
por paso.
focus of
Número
assistance.
1,
So let's do
dice
step by
ley
step.
de los
Number one,
promedios.
it says
No te
the
apegues
law
al
of
resultado
the
inmediato.
average. Don't get
No te
stuck with the
apegues al
immediate
resultado
result.
inmediato.
Don't get
¿Qué
stuck
quiere
with
decir
the
esto?
immediate result. What does this
¿Qué
mean, okay?
ocurre? Uno de los
What
errores
happens?
fundamentales en
One
todo lo que
of
hacemos
the
nosotros cuando
most
estamos
crucial
enfocados en el
mistakes
negocio
in all of
es que
us,
hacemos
remember, I'm
promesas.
focused in the business, okay? And all of us
Quiero
who
que con
work the
todo el que
business.
yo hable me diga
I
lo
want that
siguiente.
everybody I talk to says yes
Ya
and
desde ahí
enroll with
pones
me.
una presión
From there,
en
you're
el
already
resultado.
putting pressure on a
Cuando si tú de
result.
verdad
When if
tú
you
te
truly
liberas de esa
get
presión y tú
liberated from
dices,
that
este
pressure
negocio me
and
toca
you
hablar con un
say,
millón de
this
gente.
business is
Sin
something
embargo, en
that's
nuestra
going
mente nos
to
ponemos,
make me
hablé con
speak to a
10, no
million people.
funcionó,
But in
no
our
quiero
minds,
volver
we're
a
like,
una
oh, I
práctica,
spoke to
porque
10, it didn't
realmente no
work.
lo
This
es.
business doesn't work. Nah,
Tú
it's
tienes
not
que
worth
hablar
it.
con 100 gente
You have to
diaria.
talk with 100 people a
Este
day.
no es un negocio de hablar.
This is a
Este no es un
business
negocio de
about
conversar.
talking.
Este
This
es
is
un
a
negocio
business
de
about
realmente
conversations.
compartir.
This is a business about
Entonces, ¿cómo tú le
sharing.
vas a poner un número tan bajo
So
como
how are you
10, como
going to
5,
put
como
such a
3,
low
como
number
2?
as 10, as
No hay
5, as
número
3,
bajo.
as 2?
Mientras más
There's
gente
no
tú
low
hables,
number.
mientras más
The
personas
more
tú le
people you talk
compartas.
to,
¿Y esto qué
the more
significa?
people you
Tú
share with. And what
eres
does this
ese
mean?
negocio.
You are
Escúchame, no te
this
pongas el nombre
business.
de Lifeway
Now,
encima de
don't
tu
put the
vida.
name of
Tú eres
LifeWave
dueña,
on top of
dueño del
yourself.
negocio, aunque la
You
realidad no
are
es
an
esa, ¿ok?
owner of a
Sí, tú eres
business,
ese. La
okay? Even
realidad es
though
que
that's
eres
not the
Lifeway.
reality, I'm sorry
Pero
to
tú no
say.
lo
The
veas así.
reality is that
Tú
it's LifeWave,
mírate,
but don't see it that way.
siéntete,
Look at yourself.
ponte
Feel.
la camiseta de
Put
dueña,
on the
dueño del
shirt
negocio.
of the owner of a business.
Donde tú en tu mente, ¿qué es
Where
lo que tú
you,
tienes?
in your
Esto es de
mind, what
hablar,
do you have?
esto es
This
de
is a
compartir
business
y
of talking.
nada,
This is a
nada en tu
business of
mente
sharing, and
me va a sacar de ahí.
nothing in my mind is going to get me out of
Entonces tú
there.
vas a hablar con la gente
So you're
sin
going to go out and talk with
expectativas.
people without
¿Qué ocurre
expectations.
con nosotros?
What happens with us?
Llegamos y le zumbamos a la
We
persona todo lo que hace el
go
parche
go up
y
to a
cómo
person
pueden
and we
ganar
start to
dinero
talk
con
about
nosotros.
everything that the
Cuando a lo
patch can
mejor
do
la
and how they can
persona
earn a lot of
no
money
estamos
with it.
conectando
And
en lo
maybe
absoluto.
we're
¿Qué
not
estamos haciendo
connecting
ahí?
at all with that person.
Esperando
So
un
what are we doing?
resultado
We're
inmediato.
waiting for an
Vamos a una
immediate
reunión,
result.
ponemos
We
nuestra
go to a
lista
meeting, we prepare
esperando que
our
se
list,
firmen.
waiting
Ok,
for them to sign up.
claro que es necesario
Okay.
que eso es
Yes,
parte
of course, it's
del negocio,
necessary. That
que
is
la
part
gente
of the
firme.
business for
Por
people
supuesto
to
que sí.
enroll. Yes, of
Pero
course
en
it
tu
is.
mente no
But in
puede
your
estar
mind,
esa
you cannot
necesidad de
have that
resultado
need
inmediato
of an
porque
immediate
eso
result
se va sembrando.
because that is
Como si hay
something that you
alguien que
need to
nunca ha hecho redes
cultivate.
sociales y
How come if
ahora
there's somebody that's
con
never
la
worked social
clase que
media and
estamos
now
dando
with the class
todos los
that we are
sábados?
giving each
¿Qué clase
Saturday?
era de Sol Ángel este
What
sábado?
class?
Porque yo
The one
estaba
of Sor
en El
Angel of
Salvador y vi
this
la
Saturday.
grabación.
We were in El
Las que ha
Salvador
dado
and I
Nurki.
saw
Todo lo que
the
se les ha
recording,
dado
the one that Nurki has given,
si
everything
ustedes
that we've
nunca han
given.
hecho redes
If
sociales,
you have
¿cómo
never done
pretender
social media,
que desde
how
los
can you
primeros
pretend
20
that from the
posts ya haya
first
gente que
20
les vaya a
posts,
escribir?
there's
Es
already going to be people
imposible.
that are going to write? That's impossible.
Es imposible. Entonces
That
empieza a
is
mirar, yo quiero
impossible.
que
So then start
reflexiones.
looking around and
¿En
start
qué parte del
reflecting on
negocio, en
what
cuál de las
part of the
acciones que yo estoy
business,
tomando
what part
estoy
of the
esperando
actions
ese
that I'm
resultado
taking am I
inmediato?
waiting that
Porque quiero
immediate
que
result
empieces
for?
a quitártelo de
Because I
encima.
want you to start start from there.
Recuerda, exacto, gracias a eso.
So
Todos los entrenamientos están en el
remember,
canal de
all the
información.
trainings are
Pero
in the
tristemente
information
todavía hay
channel.
personas que
But
dicen, ¿cuál es esa
unfortunately, there are still
información?
people who say, what is the
Porque yo sé,
information channel?
escúchenme,
Because I know,
y hago un
listen to
paréntesis.
me, And I'm going to do a parenthesis. It is our responsibility of each one of us, of each person that we enroll, to share the information channel and boards with. I know there are people who are not technological and they don't accept boards. That's why we continue with the channel. But even with the channel, Soraya organized everything with the information channel. That was amazing. Everything with social media, onboardings, the opportunity presentations, everything. What else? Who doesn't access this is because this is truly not for them. Now listen to me. If you are still not in the information channel, if you still haven't motivated your team, if you still aren't studying, if you're still not finding information, if you're not applying, hey, you need to check very deeply what it is that you want to do with you and your life. Everything in life has a price to pay of effort, of dedication, of time. If you're not willing, we're going to continue being employees from 7 to 5, from 8 to 4. And it's okay. It's fine. But this business is for whoever wants more. It's for the word millionaire to be breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And not necessarily for me, the word millionaire has to do with finances, with purpose, with personal well-being, and for the one that I'm sharing. Others could have another concept. For me, it's this one. For me, that is a word and what it has to do with. Before, I didn't see that. That's why I didn't like it. So feel sure of yourself and not feeling bad because you aspire to get more. As long as your heart is not dominated by money, everything is fine. But remember, the more resources you have, the more resources you can share. So this is a law of the average. Don't get stuck with the immediate result. We need to start. How can you apply it? Okay, don't get frustrated if you don't close each sale. Go ahead. There are people, I always write down where there are people that write to me and they say, oh, I had a meeting and they said no. One meeting, just one. People, I'm not saying with this that I'm perfect, not at all. But for me, every day I try as best as I can with the time that I have and with the best that I can. That is trying the best that I have today, with the best I can today. Also, because there are sometimes circumstances that we weren't expecting. That for me is giving the best out of me. So don't get stuck with that. Oh, a person said no. Okay, you know what? Start having a relationship with no, with love. No is growth. No is learning. Don't see it that way. Now, this is a numbers game. How many people are you talking to? There are some people that say, I don't understand the compensation plan yet. Okay, that's fine, but don't let that limit you when you need to talk. Don't let that limit you of sharing what this does, of proposing. So how can you apply it not getting frustrated and starting to get closer to people, to share with people without waiting for that yes? Just, okay, I'm doing what I have in my hands, which is sharing. And remember, without selling, keep on talking to more people. Keep on having conversations with more people. Every place that you go, you need to see somebody who can be blessed by this business. People that remember less what I said at the beginning. Don't search for the one that needs money. Search for the one who has money and wants more. Believe me, that changes your perspective, because the moment I heard him say that, I said, he's completely right, because whoever needs money, that doesn't mean that if you need money, you're like, no, no, you don't qualify. You know, I'm not saying that. But I am saying that whoever needs money, that person's mind is not there, and the training is going to take long. The one who already has money, it's more probable that they're going to say yes because they can smell and see immediately that possibility. Imagine if it's so that people who are successful in multi-level, regardless of who they are people who have different businesses. Why? Because they see a good opportunity. Okay, this is a great opportunity compared to other multi-level. It's exclusive, we have the patent and a variety of products. No, just one. If we focus on X39, which is what you have to do, that's what everybody who knows says. Number two, number one, the law of average. Don't get stuck with the immediate result. Number two, educate first, sell afterwards. But I was saying, why is it good to be energetic? How would it impact in your life to increase your finances 3 times what you have now? You can go on vacations with your kids, you can pay them a correct education, you would help your parents, you would purchase the home of your life, the house of your life. You're not talking about patches. You're giving a person's life value. I did a podcast that said 4 different ways, 4 business proposals, 4 business ideas to generate 4 times more what you're generating now. I talked about creating your digital workshop, about developing your personal brand and social media, about electronic books or ebooks, and lastly, I spoke about accessing a multi-level, enrolling in a multi-level like I'm in. I gave 4 ideas. The last one is the one I want people.
Entonces, educa primero. Si tú
So
eres nuevo en las
educate
redes
first.
sociales,
If you're
empieza a
new in
educar.
social
¿Qué
media,
significa esto?
start
Tú tienes que estar
educating
sentado.
first. What does
¿Has
this mean? You
enseñado ya
need
cómo
to sit
usar
down.
ChatGPT?
We have seen how to use
Si no, empieza a
ChatGPT.
buscar ideas. Vete a
Start
YouTube.
for searching for
Ideas que tú
ideas.
puedas
Go to
tener. ¿Qué
YouTube,
contenido? ¿Qué
ideas that
ocurre?
you
Si
might
tú te
have.
paras.
What
Yo
content?
estuve
What do you need?
25 años en la
I
televisión.
was for
¿Tú
25
crees
years
que yo me voy a
on
grabar un
television.
video
Do
si
you
yo
think
antes
I'm
de
going to
terminar
record a
los
reel
3 o 4
without
o 5
finishing the
puntos de
3
los
or
cuales yo voy a
4 or
hablar?
5 points that I'm
Jamás.
going to talk about? Never.
Y estuve 25 años en la televisión.
And I was on TV,
Si tú que eres nuevo en
working
las
on
redes
TV
sociales,
for
no te
25
preparas,
years. If you're new in
claro que
social
te vas a
media and you
sentir
don't get ready, of
inseguro.
course you're
Porque
going
cuando
to feel
empieces a hablar
unsure.
te vas a chipotear.
Because
Entonces no vas a
when
saber
you
qué
start
decir.
talking, you're not going to know what to say. You're going to stutter.
La preparación te da
Being
seguridad, te da
prepared
poder, la
gives you
información.
power,
Tú tienes que tener
gives
clareza
you confidence,
ya qué
information.
hace el
You
X39,
have to have
cómo
already
impacta.
clear
Entonces,
what
en vez de
X39
empezar,
does,
el
what impact it
X39
has.
hace
Before
taca, taca,
starting,
taca, 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 taca,
X39 does that,
empieza
this,
por
is
el
this, and
taca, taca,
that.
taca,
Start
taca,
by
taca,
the
todos los
this, and
beneficios
that.
y cómo
All the
impacta la vida de
benefits
la gente.
and
¿Qué estás
how
haciendo?
it
Estás
makes an impact
educando,
on
estás
people's lives.
promoviendo el
What are you
bienestar,
doing? You're
estás
educating,
promoviendo
you're
la libertad
promoting
financiera, estás
well-being, you're
promoviendo una
promoting
oportunidad
financial
que te
freedom,
puede
you're
cambiar ese
promoting an
bloqueo que tú
opportunity
tienes
that can
que no te
change that
alcanza el dinero.
block that you have
Sin
of
mencionar
not having enough money without even mentioning the patch.
pero estás dando valor.
But you are giving
¿Entienden
value.
lo que les digo?
Do you
¿Entienden hasta ahí?
understand what I mean?
Entonces, si educas a las
So
personas
if you
sobre
educate
cómo pueden
people
mejorar su salud,
about
por eso
how
les
they can
decía,
improve their health,
¿cómo
that's
te
why I was
impactaría
saying,
no tener más
how
esa
would it
diabetes que tú
impact
tienes?
you to not have
¿Cómo
that
te
diabetes
impactaría
anymore? What an
poder
impact would it do
descansar largas
to
horas
be
de sueño,
able
que te
to
levantes con toda la
rest
energía para enfrentar
long
tus
hours of
sueños?
sleep and wake up with a lot of
Dile a
energy?
quién no la trae eso.
Who isn't
Deja de
attracted to
ser una
something like
madre
that?
sin
Stop being
energía
a
y que se
mother
siente
without
agotada el día
energy and
entero
that is
para que
exhausted her
impactes la
whole
vida de
day
tus hijos.
to make an
¿A
impact
quién no le
in your
impacta
kid's life.
eso?
Who doesn't feel an
Después
impact
desarrollas
when they
3
hear that?
puntos
After that, you
y
develop
los
3
invitas,
points
mándame un
and you
mensaje que
invite them.
necesitas
Send
más
me a direct
información.
message if you
No
want more
mencionaste el
information.
X39,
You
no
didn't mention
mencionaste el
X39,
LifeWave
you
y te
didn't
estás
mention
desarrollando tú
LifeWay,
como
and
marca
you're
que trae
developing
valor, que tú
as
digas, yo quiero
a
escucharla a esta
brand
chica,
which gives
porque de
value.
verdad cada
People
vez que
that
la
say,
oigo me
hey, I
motiva.
want to listen to her more
¿Quieres
because
que te
each
diga una
time I
cosa?
hear
Cuando
her, I
tú
feel
creas y se
motivated. You want me to
educas
tell you
primero,
something? When you
todo
believe
lo
in
que
that,
vendas,
educate first.
todo lo que vendas, te van
Everything
a
that
decir
you
que sí.
sell, everything that you sell, they're going to say yes.
Él decía que él
He
pone
would say that
20
he
videos a la
puts
semana en su
on
YouTube
20
y que para
videos a
él
week
el
on his
canal de
YouTube. And
YouTube,
for
él no
him, the
vende.
YouTube
Dice, yo
channel is
nunca le
not
pongo
selling.
venta
He
en el
never
canal de YouTube. Para mí el
proposes
canal de
sales on his
YouTube
YouTube
es
channel. For
mi
him,
comunidad de
YouTube
servicio.
channel is his
Si
community
tú
of
no te
service.
metes aquí,
If you don't
servicio,
enroll
y quitas
service in
los
your
ojos
brain
del
and you take
egoísmo de
the
que tú eres lo
eyes out
primordial en el mundo
of being selfish and wanting to
y
be the
que todo
center
es
of the
para
world
ti, yo
and that
necesito ganar
everything is
dinero, yo
for me,
necesito
I
llegar a
need
gran
to
rango, yo
earn money,
necesito
I
vender, yo
need to
necesito, yo
reach
necesito,
this
yo
rank, I
necesito.
need.
Ojo, eso no va a eliminar tu necesidad,
That
pero
is
va a
not
cambiar
going
tu
to
perspectiva
eliminate
de
your
cómo tú
need, but
haces
it's
el
going to
marketing.
change your
Porque de la
perspective
manera que
on
hablamos
your free day
representa
because the
nuestra
way that
energía.
we talk
Si tienes
to
ansiedad porque
represents
no
our
tienes dinero, si
energy.
tienes
If you
ansiedad
have
porque te fuiste
anxiety
hermano,
because
si
you don't
tienes
have money,
ansiedad porque
if
no has
you have
ganado lo
anxiety
suficiente,
because
si
you
tienes
lost your rank, if you have
mentalidad de que
anxiety
este negocio no
because
era
you
lo que
didn't
yo
earn
pensaba
enough,
porque
if
mira
you
cómo
have the
te va
mindset
dinero.
because
Yo te
this
voy a decir
business is
una cosa.
not what
Yo
you
hablaba
thought,
con
I'm
alguien
going
el
to
otro
tell
día y
you
me
something. I
decía,
was talking to somebody the other
háblame más
day and they
suave
were
que
saying,
Carmen la debo estar
oh,
oyendo
sorry,
porque
let
ella
me
es una
speak a bit
traducista.
slower because Carmen might be going crazy with her
Yo el otro
interpretation.
día hablaba con
The
alguien
other
y me
day, I
decía,
was talking to
mírame la
somebody and I
perspectiva, yo te
said,
voy a hablar de mi
look at my
perspectiva, yo no te estoy
perspective. I'm
diciendo
going to
con
talk
esto que
about
tengas mi
mine, okay? And
perspectiva,
I'm not asking you to have
pero
my
quizás te pueda
perspective,
ayudar un poco.
but it could help you maybe a
Yo,
little on
y créanme que yo
TV for
trabajé
25 years.
como una
And
necia.
believe me,
A
I
todo les decía que
worked
sí.
like
Me levantaba a
crazy.
las 3 y
I would
45
say
porque Ángel también
yes
trabaja en
to
televisión
everything.
y
I
sabe
would
lo que
wake up
estamos
at
hablando.
3:45.
Ahí no
So
hay
Angela
hora,
also
ahí no
worked
hay
on
día, ahí no
TV. She
importa
knows
si
what
la
I'm
mamá
talking
tiene
about.
un
There's no
cumplido,
time.
que tú se pares
There's
a las
no
4
day.
y
Doesn't matter
45 y
if
ya tú sabes lo
it's
que tienes
Mother's
que
Day, Father's Day, you need to be out of your house 48 hours. You have to do what your boss says. And I'm not complaining. Thank God I had that job. I learned a lot. But after 25 years, and what I built, what I keep is the experience, good relationships, and influence. But the rest, they stayed with it
Realmente.
because they were
Eran
owners of my life. Truthfully,
25 años.
they were owners of my life for 25
Lo que
years.
tú estás
Now,
construyendo
what
ahora,
you are
no
building
hay quien
right
te lo
now,
quite.
there's nobody that's going to take this away
No
from you.
hay
There
quien
is
te lo
nobody
quite.
who is
Y
going
lo
to
puedes
take this
construir
away from you, and you can build it yourself,
y te va a quedar para siempre.
and you're going to keep it forever.
Y tú puedes decir, yo a tal hora
And you
me
can say, at
levanto,
this
hago
time,
esto,
I'm going
hago
to
lo
wake
otro,
up,
y voy
I'm
a
going to do
dedicar
this
tiempo
and
a
that.
construir lo que yo
I'm
quiero
going to
para dejarle
dedicate
legado a mis
time
hijos,
to build what I
para
want, to leave a
dejarle legado
legacy for
en mi
my
casa.
children, to leave a legacy in my house.
Entonces, ¿cómo tú puedes educar primero?
So how can you
Cuando
educate
tú te empiezas
first
a olvidar
and
de
sell
vender y
afterwards?
empiezas a
When
educar,
you
la
start
venta viene.
forgetting about selling and start
La
educating, then
venta viene.
sales comes on its own.
¿Cómo puedes aplicarlo?
Sales comes.
Antes de hablar de
How
los
can
productos
you
o del negocio,
apply it? Before
comparte
talking about the
información útil.
business or the products, share information which is
información
useful. Share information which is useful.
Lo que les decía.
What I
Mike,
was saying,
que para mí
Mike,
es uno de los
for
ejemplos,
me is one of the
como
examples
dice, era un
because
dinosaurio de
as
las redes sociales.
he said, he was a
Ha
dinosaur
construido
of
su
social
negocio
media,
en 2
has
años,
built a
ganando
business in 2
$70,000
years,
a la semana.
earning
2 años después.
$70,000 a week, 2
Por
years
lo que le hablé de la
afterwards,
televisión,
because of what I
25
talked to
años que
him
yo
about
nunca hice.
TV,
Olvídate
25
a la
years, and
semana.
I had never
Gané
earned, or forget
$71,000,
about a
no lo
week, not
hice.
even a month, I didn't earn $70,000.
Jamás. 25
Never.
años. Si a mí me dicen
25
que para ese
years.
negocio en 2
If they
años,
tell me that in this
si me voy
business
a
in
guiar por el
2
modelo de
years,
Mike,
if I am
que es
guided
un hombre que no
by
está en las
Mike's
redes,
model,
que
which
se
is
ha
a
esforzado y
person who
todo
is
lo
not
hizo
in
con su
social
teléfono
media, who has
y que
made an
se ha
effort and
dedicado
did
a
everything through
construir
his
su
phone
estructura. Y en
and
2
has
años, y me dice, en
dedicated
2
to
años,
build
Rachel,
his
si tú
structure. And in
repites
2
y
years, if he
replicas lo
says
que
2
hizo
years,
Mike,
Rochelle,
lo
if
que ha
you
hecho
repeat and
Sara,
you
y
duplicate
lo
what
que va a
Mike
hacer la
has done and
señora
what
Jacinta,
Sarah has done
tú vas a ganar ese
and what the
dinero.
leaders have
Yo
done,
no lo haría.
you're going to earn that money.
Porque hay
Wouldn't you do that?
gente que llevan 2 meses y están diciendo que esto no
Because there
sirve.
are people that have been there
Si
for
no han
2
comprado nada,
months and have said, hey,
si no han
this isn't
repetido
working.
ninguna de las
They
acciones.
didn't build anything. They
Sorry,
didn't
esa
duplicate
también
any of the
es la
actions. I'm
realidad.
sorry
Cuando
for
yo
being
oigo
so
ese
clear,
tipo de
but that's a
perspectiva,
reality.
ahí
When
yo llego
I
a la
see
conclusión,
that type of
esto no es para esa
perspective, I reach
persona.
the conclusion
So
that this is not for
prefieren
those people.
estar
So
ahí
they prefer to be
demostrándole,
there,
dándoles toda su vida, todo
giving
su
them their
esfuerzo
whole life,
a
their
un
whole effort
empleador,
to an
en vez de decir una
employer
vez sacrificarse 2 años y
instead
decir,
of
no, voy a construir
sacrificing
lo mío
2
para
years,
después
instead of
dejar
saying,
lo
I'm
que
going
yo
to build what I
quiero
have,
por esa libertad
to
mía.
afterwards go
2
for
años,
that.
gente.
Just 2
2
years,
años.
people.
Y hay gente que llevan 2 meses y dice que esto no
2
sirve.
years. And people have been here for 2 months and they say
Que
it doesn't
ojo,
work.
no es el negocio.
And
Cualquier
now
lado que
it's
vayan
not
van a
about the
decirte eso.
business.
Porque eso no tiene que
Anywhere
ver
that
con el
you
negocio ni
go,
la oportunidad,
they're
tiene que
going
ver
to
con
say the
ellos.
same
Eso
thing
lo
because it
sabemos.
doesn't
Se
have
llama
to do with the
crecimiento
business
personal.
or the opportunity. It has to do with them. And we know that.
Entonces,
It's called
cada vez
personal
no te
growth.
permitas. ¿Tú sabes cómo tú trabajas tu crecimiento
So
personal?
you
No
know
te
how your
permitas ese
personal
tipo de
growth
opiniones.
works. Don't allow yourself that kind of
Cuando hay algo en
opinions.
tu mente por tus creencias limitantes que
If
te
there's
diga,
something in your
ser
mind
millonario
for
es
your
malo,
limited
este
beliefs that
negocio no
says being a
sirve,
millionaire is
mira todo
bad,
lo que has hecho y
this
no lo has
business
construido,
doesn't work, look at
deténlo
everything that you've done, stop
en
it
voz alta. Le dices,
and say
cállate.
it
Yo
out
no soy
loud.
eso.
Shut up.
Yo sí
I'm
sé
not
que sí
that.
se puede, porque
I
mira,
do
si
know
se
that I
te
can
gusta
because
esto,
look,
sí
I
se
have
puede.
this,
Son
and
todas
that
cosas que
person
vamos a
showing me that I
identificar en
can,
los
but
negocios.
especially you have God that brought you into this business.
Entonces, no permitas. Tú no
So
puedes seguir
don't
repitiendo
allow
las
it. You
mismas
can't continue
actitudes
repeating
que
the
no te han llevado
same
a ningún lado.
attitudes that didn't take you anywhere.
No te han llevado a ningún lado.
They
Dios te
didn't
trajo
take
aquí
you
para que tú
anywhere.
cambies,
God
¿verdad?
brought
De
you
una vez y
here
por
for you
todas.
to truly
No
change
sigas
once and
haciendo
for
lo
all.
mismo.
Don't keep on doing the same thing.
Educa primero, vende después. A partir
Educate
de
first,
ahora,
sell later.
prepara lo que vas a
And
decir.
after now,
Cada vez que vas
prepare
a
what
salir
you're
a hablar
going
a
to say
publicación o
each
cada vez
time
que
that you're
vas a
going
una
to post
reunión.
something or each time that you're going to a
Lo hemos
meeting.
dicho miles de veces.
You said this
Y
1,000
lo vemos en el
times,
roleplay. Yo veo todas las
and we
grabaciones.
see it in the role play.
No hables
We
de
see it in
mañana.
all the recordings. Don't
Pregunta,
talk about what
¿por
you're going
qué?
to do. Ask,
Escucha. ¿Qué
listen.
necesita el
What
otro?
do you need?
¿Te gustaría
What
tener
does
una
the other
energía
person
de
need?
verdad intensa?
Would you like to have
Y
an intense
si
energy?
yo te pregunto de tu salud ahora,
If
¿qué
I
es lo que
ask you about
pudieras
your health now,
mencionar? ¿Qué es
what
algo
would
que
you
a
able
ti
to
te
mention,
gustaría
which is
que
something that you
desapareciera de
would
tu salud?
like to disappear right now from your health?
Ustedes no saben cuántas mujeres yo hablo que
You
no
have
tienen
no
energía
idea how many
sexual.
people I talk to that have,
Y la
how
energía
many
es algo
women I
diaria de
talk
tu
to
vida.
that have
Afecta
no
tus
energy at all.
relaciones,
And
afecta tu
energy affects
sueño,
every area
afecta
of
todo
your
tu humor,
life, your
todo.
relationships, your
Algo tan
sleep,
sencillo como
your
respiración.
mood,
Ahí tenemos una lista
everything.
entera de todo
It's
lo
as
que
easy
hace.
as energy
Entonces
when we have a
recuerda,
complete
me hago
list of what
experta
it
de los
does.
resultados,
So remember,
no
I
me
become
experta
an
del
expert
producto.
of the results. result, not of the product.
Me hago experta de mi marca.
I become
No me hago
expert in
experta
my
de la
brand,
compañía.
not of the
A
company.
nosotros no nos define un nombre.
We are
A
not
nosotros nos
defined
define el valor
by
que
a
estamos
name.
dando a
We're
los que nos
defined by the
escuchan.
value that we're giving by the people that listen to us.
Entonces,
So
desconéctate
disconnect
de eso.
from that
Conviértete y trabaja y prepárate para ser
Convert
experta.
and work and get prepared to be an expert of what you produce and you have in your hands. You know what that comes out of? What you talk about. Each time that you talk about something, you got to get ready. You're going to say, okay, I'm going to choose a product. I'm going to choose 2 points. I'm going to talk about benefits because it has created an impact. Instead of X39 does this, and that.
Número 3,
Number
contenido
3,
constante.
constant
Contenido constante para generar
content
confianza.
to be able to generate trust.
Y escúchame la palabra que dice.
And hear the
y
word that
repítelo ahí
it
donde
says
estás.
here and repeat it.
Constante.
Constant.
Constante. Hay
Constant.
gente que quiere publicar
There are
20
people who want
historias
to
en un
post
día
20
y que todo el mundo
stories
lo
a
mire.
day
Y cuando ven que
and
no lo
everybody
miraron,
to see them.
dejan de
And when
publicar
they see
4
that
días.
nobody saw them, they stop posting
Tu
for 4
publicación
days.
no debe depender de quién te
Your
vea. Tu
posting should not
publicación debe depender
depend
de tu
on who
disciplina
sees you.
para la
Your
visión que tú
posting
tienes a
should
dónde tú quieres
depend
llegar.
on your discipline with the vision that you have and where you want to
¿Escuchaste?
reach. Did you listen?
Eso es importantísimo.
That is super important.
¿Para qué tú compartes
What?
en las redes?
Why do you want to
Porque
share on
quieres
social
dar
media?
valor
Because you want to
o
give
porque quieres que te
value
aplaudan.
or because you want to
¿Cuál de
be
las dos?
applauded? Which
Y
one of
ojo,
those
todos
two?
caemos en eso.
And look, we all fall
Yo
in
puedo
that
ver un
sack,
engagement,
okay?
una
I can
publicación
see an
que tiene
engagement or a
terrible
post
y
that
me
has a
siento
horrible
envidia.
engagement and I feel terrible.
Y ahí inmediatamente yo
And
reconozco.
immediately
Ese
then
no
I
eres tú, ese es tu
recognize,
ego.
hey, that's not you. That's your ego.
Reubícate, my friend. Usted no sepa eso.
Reallocate yourself, my friend.
Tú estás aquí para dar.
You're here to
Porque
give
esas
out.
equivocaciones nos vienen a todos. No te
Because
vayas a
those
creer. No
mistakes
solamente
is
yo,
something that
a
happens to
todos.
all of us. Don't think
Nadie
that
más.
it's only you or
Nosotros
it's only
mismos.
me.
Oh
It's
my
all of
God.
us. And we
No está
feel less. We're like,
funcionando.
oh my God, it's not working.
¿Cuál es tu visión?
Focus.
¿Qué es lo
What
que
is
estás
your
haciendo
vision?
con
What
respecto
has
a esta
God
cosa?
put in
¿Qué es lo que estás
you
compartiendo?
for this
Con un
business?
solo que
What
tú
are
le
you
llegues, con un
sharing?
solo que vea.
With one that you
La gente
reaches
está
out, with one that
encantadísima.
people see, you've got it.
Entonces debemos ser constantes. ¿Qué hace
So
falta
we
para
have
ser
to be
constante,
constant. What
Rachel?
do you need to be constant,
Organización.
Rachel?
Si tú no
Organization.
te
You need to be
sientas,
organized. If you don't sit
oye,
down,
yo estaba, Sol Ángeles es la que
right
me
now,
produce
Sor
mi
Angeles
podcast.
was the one who produces my
Y yo
podcast, okay?
pregúntale constantemente cada
And
día,
I
vamos a
constantly
desarrollar.
ask
A mí me
her,
gusta
friend,
un mes,
let's
un mes
develop
completo, 2
for a
meses,
month,
todos
a
los
complete
temas,
month or 2 months.
con estudios que se hace de qué es lo que la gente
All the
quiere.
topics, studying what
Organización, yo
people
tengo
want,
calendario de podcast,
organization. I
calendario
have
de
a
reel,
podcast
calendario
calendar,
de
a
YouTube,
reel
calendario
calendar, a
de
YouTube
TikTok,
calendar,
calendario de
a
todo,
TikTok
porque
calendar.
tengo
I've
que
got everything because
organizarme.
I need to
Ahora, si tú
organize
crees hoy, como
myself.
amaneciste
Now,
contento, te
if
pintaste
you
los
woke
ojos de
up in a
rojo,
good mood
o a
and
lo
you
mejor te acabaste
painted
de
your
cortar
eyes
el cabello
red or
y
you
vienes y
just cut
hiciste
your hair
una historia y un
and
reel
you
y pasaste
did a
5
story
días,
and a
duerme una
reel and
hora
it's
porque
been
estás
5 days
porque las
and you
ojeras
haven't
te
posted
irritan,
one
pero
because
no eres capaz de
you
ponerte
have a
maquillaje para
flu
arreglar
and you
un
can't
poquito
put
la cosa y
makeup
más
on
serio
to
y
look a
decir lo que
bit
tienes,
nicer, or even
no tienes
go out
constancia. Y si
sick
no
and say
tienes
what you've
constancia,
got.
¿qué estás
You're
construyendo?
not
Imagínate que
consistent.
para
And if you're
construir
not
una casa yo pongo
consistent,
un
what are
ladrillo
you
en un
building?
día y
Imagine if to
7
build a
meses
house,
después
I
pongo
put
ninguno.
one day one
¿Cuándo
brick,
voy a
and
terminar
7 months
la casa? No
afterwards, I
puedo.
don't put any other brick. When am I going to finish the house? Never.
Este negocio está en
This
construcción.
business is in
Tú
construction.
estás en construcción.
You
Tu
are in
mente está
construction.
en
Your
construcción. Tu
mind is in
contenido
construction.
está en
Your
construcción.
content is in
Tú
construction.
decidiste
You
salir de tu
decided to
zona
go
de
out of
comodidad.
your comfort zone.
Por lo tanto, eso se llama
So that
incomodidad.
is
Te va a
called getting
gustar.
uncomfortable. You're
Va a
not
requerir de
going to
ti lo que
like it.
nunca has hecho.
It's going to require from
Y
you
tienes
what
que estar
you've
dispuesta
never
a
done, and
salir
you
de ese
have to
techo.
be willing to get out of that
Escúchame,
ceiling. Listen to me.
alégrate
Get happy about
que tienes
this
esta oportunidad.
because you have an opportunity in your
Alégrate,
hands.
celebra
Be
que
happy,
tienes esta
celebrate
oportunidad.
that you have this
Entonces,
opportunity.
hazte un calendario. Terminando
So
esta
prepare
clase,
your calendar.
por
Finishing this
favor,
class,
siéntate
please sit
y di,
down
ok,
and say, okay,
mañana, ¿qué voy a
tomorrow,
publicar?
what
Y
am I going
empieza
to
a
post?
escribir.
And
Pregúntale a
start
ChatGPT,
writing
vete a
down.
YouTube,
Ask
pregúntale a Sol, no sé
ChatGPT, go to
invéntate.
YouTube,
Chequea
ask Sol, I don't know, invent
mis
it.
publicaciones. Hey,
Check my
yo voy a
posts.
publicaciones de
Hey,
los
I
americanos,
go
de las
to the
americanas, y
North
ellos te dicen,
American
ay, eso me
team's
encantó, esto
post
me
and
gustó, y lo
I
traduzco al
love this. And
español y lo
if I
subo.
really like something, I just translate it to Spanish and I upload
¿Por qué
it.
no?
Why
Si tú lo
not?
vas a decir de una manera que no lo
If you're
entienden.
going to say it in a different way than them,
Y desarrolla tu
and
calendario de la
you
próxima
develop
semana.
your calendar
Si
of
tú
your next week.
decides,
Remember, if you
fíjate,
decide,
escúchame,
look at this, listen
si
to
tú
me.
decides
If you
trabajar y
decide
no
that you're
apegarte a
going to
resultados
work
inmediatos,
and not getting
trabajar
stuck with
en
immediate
educar
results,
primero y
if
vender
you work in
después,
educating first and
pero no
selling
trabajas en tu
afterward,
contenido
but you
constante,
don't work on your
estás
constant
siendo indisciplinada
content,
y no
you're
estás
not
haciendo
having
todo lo
discipline
que
and
necesitas
you're
hacer.
not doing everything that
Esto
you
no es
need to
elegir
do.
un punto y voy a
This
trabajar en
is
este.
not just
Esto
choosing
tienes que
one
trabajar en
point and
todos.
working one point.
Si
You
no,
have
la
to work them
efectividad no
all.
va a llegar nunca.
If not, it's not going to be effective ever.
Repito,
Let me
yo
repeat
estoy
this.
hablándole
I am talking
a las personas
to the
que
people who are willing for everything, the people who don't give up, okay? Listen, I won't give up. I'm very honest. In my life, I never give up. Now that I have God and I understand my perfect my purpose and what I have in my hands, it's even worse. So each time that my enemy is in front of me, I was there battling with my enemy and saying, you won't be able to win me. You're not my owner. You won't defeat me. You're not the one who governs my life. If you are not able to stop where you have to stop and truly be able to be true to your decision and what God has put in front of you, then the problem, my friend, is you. Stop putting excuses. Stop complaining. It's not the product, it's not the company, it's not the team, it's not the information channel, it's not boards either. It's you. I'm sorry to say it that way, but it is. So, content, sit down, homework when you finish. What am I going to post tomorrow? You're going to start to post what videos, what ideas I'm going to have, and you're going to do a calendar, a schedule of posts, recording and post. You're going to write at least all the important points, because if not, you're going to be in the recording and I'm going to talk about the benefits and, oh my God, I forgot. Wait, you're not going to talk like Rachel. I'm going to talk like Sorajel, like Rookie, like America. I talk like myself. Sometimes I sound Cuban, sometimes Spanish, sometimes Puerto Rican, because I don't even know where I am or who I am anymore, where I'm from. Sorry. But I'm me, and I love being me. And do I like being me? Of course. And I try to always improve. How? Seeing these videos. I nurture on this video and on more than 4 videos a day, and the compensation plan. And tomorrow I have a training of the compensation plan. And I hear everybody because I listen to different styles. But all that information comes in here. And the last moment you suspect, it starts coming out of your mouth. But here, we listen. Oh, I didn't like how she said that. Oh my God, how come they said that? And this person put salsa and this person translated, and we search for an excuse to say, oh, I'm just going to quit. Come on, we're adults. We're adults. Become happy because of the opportunity of growth in front of you. So constant content. Scheduling. Number 4, each action is a seed.
Jamie, perfecto. Me dice
Jamie,
todo,
okay,
está bueno,
perfect.
nunca he estado
They're
en
saying
esto,
that
quiero
it's great, but I
aprender,
was
pero
never
sé
in
redes
this and I
sociales,
want
estoy
to
haciendo
learn,
eso
but
de
I
mirar de
never
todo
did
para
social
saber cómo funciona y ese
media,
es tu
and I'm
proceso.
seeing
Ese
everything
es
I
mi
need to
mundo.
do. That is your
Yo
process,
cuando salí
darling.
de la televisión que me votaron, yo
When
no sabía
I
nada
got
de
out of
multinivel y fue
TV,
donde
I didn't know
aprendí
anything about
todas las cosas de
multi-level,
multinivel,
and that was where
20.
I
Y yo
felt
decía que yo no
multi-level
vendía. ¿Y por
sales.
qué?
And I said I didn't sell, and
Porque
I
no
said, come
vendí,
on, let's sell,
comparto.
because I don't
Ahora vamos a
normally sell.
compartir.
I share, and I love sharing.
Pues resultó que
That
compartí mejor.
way,
So, entonces, amo vender.
I saw that sharing is
Entonces,
selling.
vive tu
So I love
proceso.
selling now.
¿Sabes por qué?
So
Porque
live
este
your
proceso
process.
de no
You
saber
know
y
why? Because
aprender
this process
nunca
of
más
not
regresa.
knowing
Ya
and
no lo
learning
estás
never
haciendo,
comes
ya
back.
no vas a volver ahí.
If
Entonces,
you don't learn,
disfrútalo,
you're not coming back.
alégrate, diviértete,
So have
gózalo,
fun, be
pero
happy,
imagínate la linda
uh,
oportunidad que tienes delante de ti. Vuelves a
make it
ser
a
niño,
pleasure.
vuelves a aprender.
And look at this
Esa
opportunity
es
of
la
being
magia.
a child
Si lo
again, of
vemos
learning again.
pesado,
This is the way.
va a
If
pesar,
we
va
see
a
it
ser
as
pesado.
something
Si lo
that
vemos
is heavy, a
con
heavy
ilusión,
load, it will
va a
be a
ser
heavy load.
crecimiento.
But if we see
Todo
it
depende de la
with
perspectiva.
fun
Yo puedo mirar la
and
vida
with
como una
excitement, it's going to be
en
growth.
vez de yo nunca lo he
It
hecho,
all
no tengo
depends on the
licencia. Caso,
perspective. I
diciendo,
can see it as
ante una
something
misma
different,
situación,
and I'm not saying that it's the
siempre
case,
hay
but
dos maneras de
in
verlo
front of
y
a
es
same
simplemente
situation,
verlo
there's
como
always
fe
2
y
different
verlo
ways
como
of
sí.
seeing it. Now,
¿Entiendes lo que te
I
digo?
always
Entonces,
decide
vamos a
to
cambiar ese
focus
switch.
on the
Número
positive.
4,
We're going to change the switch.
cada acción es una semilla.
Number 4,
Cada,
each
escucha,
action is a seed.
cada conversación,
Each
cada
conversation,
mensaje,
each
cada
message,
post,
each
cada vez que tú
post,
muestras que tienes
each
esto
time
puesto
that
sin
you
mostrarlo,
show that you have this on,
cada vez que tú hablas de cómo te
each
sientes
time
enérgica,
that
saludable,
without
motivada,
showing it on purpose, you show it.
con una
Each time
claridad
that you
mental y tú hablas de cómo te sientes,
show
eso
yourself
es una
energetic,
semilla.
happy, with mental
Eso es lo que estamos
clarity,
trabajando.
that is
Eso se está
contagious,
trabajando.
and that
Se
is
le
a
llama
seed
la
that is
ley
planted and is planted.
de
That is what we call the farmer law.
ayúdame, la ley del
So,
law of the
Angel,
farmer,
please help me. The law of the farming,
de
right?
la siembra.
Of
¿Ok?
farming.
De la siembra.
Yes,
O sea,
exactly.
tú siembras y la semilla, exacto.
So
La
you farm,
semilla,
exactly. And the seed,
inmediatamente no sale el árbol, ¿verdad que no?
immediately,
Lo mismo.
it's not that the
Tienes que
tree is
pensar
going to immediately grow as soon as
qué
you plant the
acciones son
seed, right?
necesarias para
You have
sembrar.
to think when you
¿Qué
are
acciones
planting a
tengo que
seed,
hacer yo para
what
sembrar
actions do
todos?
you need necessary to be able to
Esto.
cultivate that
Y
seed?
después tener una
This one.
cosecha muy
And
grande.
afterwards, you need to have
Claro,
big
entonces volvemos a no
farming
depender
area.
de
So
esos
again,
resultados
we
inmediatos.
don't have to depend on immediate
Pero mi
results,
acción
right?
está.
But my
Yo la
action is
encontré.
there so I can
Cada
harvest.
acción
And
positiva
each
abre
positive
una puerta.
action is something
Ahora,
that is
No
going to
seas
bring
positiva hoy
success.
y
Now,
3 días
don't be
negativo porque
positive
entonces
today and then
no
3 days
la
negative
manifestación no
because you wasn't able to
no,
see the
tú siembras
manifestation
y
yesterday.
sigues dejando
Just keep
caer
on harvesting and keep
y
on
semillas y semillas que cuando todo eso salga a la luz, tu
uh,
cosecha va a ser
planting
extremadamente
seeds
abundante.
and
¿Y
more
sabes qué
seeds
es
and
lo que
more
más yo
seeds and
nunca
more
tuve?
seeds
Porque yo siempre
because
tuve
once
mucho
they start
cuidado.
growing, your harvest is going to be
A mí nunca
abundant.
me gustó cuando yo
And you
salí
know,
de
one of the
Monad, yo
things
dije,
that
no,
I
¿por
was
qué salí de
always
Monad? Yo
careful
salí de
with when I
Monad porque
left
yo hice mi
Monad, I
vida
thought,
en ese
why did I
momento
leave
y
Monad?
luego
I left Monad
en el
because in
mejor
that
momento. Yo
moment,
nunca tuve
God
nada malo en
asked
contra
me to
de
go
la industria,
somewhere else.
nada
And I
malo en
never had
contra de la
anything
compañía. Y
against
me
the
salí,
company of Monet.
respeté y
I
honré
didn't have
y
anything
seguí
against
adelante.
the industry. I just got
Pero
out and I
después
respected
fui
what
muy
God was showing
cuidadosa
me. But
para volver a
afterwards, I
entrar
was very careful
en otro
to
negocio
enroll
y en
again in
otra
another
compañía
business or in
y
another company in this
por
industry.
más que me proponían, yo no volví a entrar y yo siempre
The more
cuidaba a
people were
dónde voy a
asking
volver a
me
entrar.
to
Porque cuando tú ves
enroll
gente
in the
que
industry
sube
or
y
in a
baja, que
company,
cambia, que
the more I
abren
took care of myself and
1000 de
I
puertas, que
checked.
están en
Because when there are
70
people that
negocios y
go up
nunca se
and
quedan
down and
juntos
they
en
open
ninguno,
1,000 doors and they're
eso
in a
es
million
falta de credibilidad.
businesses, but they never
Entonces,
stay in
yo le
any,
creo.
that
Es como las
causes lack
personas
of
que yo
credibility.
respeto,
So you're like, I
obviamente,
don't
no
believe.
tengo
It's
nada en
like
contra,
people,
estoy
and
hablando
I
de mis
obviously respect and
principios,
I don't have
que de
anything
pronto
against them.
venden un
And
jabón
I'm talking
o de
about my
pronto
own
salen y
principles.
publican una
They suddenly
disquetazo
sell a
y que de
soap
pronto
and
abren una
then
oficina
they are
dentista.
posting
Yo
on something that
personalmente
has to do with cars and
no me
afterwards
creo entonces
on a
que ningún
dentist
producto de
office.
eso es efectivo
Me
porque
personally,
sé que lo
I
están
don't
haciendo
believe
por
that
dinero.
any of those
Entonces,
products are effective
de
because I know they're just
radicalmente
doing it for
cuido
money.
yo,
They don't
Raicha,
care
no estoy
if the
nada en
product is
contra de
good
eso
or
porque yo
not.
sé que eso es un
And me,
modo
Rochelle, that's
de
something
generar
which is
dinero.
mine. I don't
Porque
have anything against that. I know it's a way of generating money, but I'm
usualmente yo
talking about myself.
cuido
But
dónde yo
when
entro,
I talk about me,
dónde yo
I
me
normally
meto.
take care of
Entonces,
where
yo he
I
sembrado
enroll,
esa
where I
credibilidad
am.
que
So
cuando yo
I
salgo y yo dije,
have planted that
Pache,
credibility.
tú
When
me
I'm
dijiste
out
que no
there and
sabías ni
I
de qué era,
say
pero has estado
patches, there
conmigo.
were people that
¿Por
didn't know
qué?
what it
Porque
was
saben que
about.
yo no me voy a meter en
Why?
algo
Because they
que
know
yo
that
no
I'm
ando
not going to get
promocionando.
into something
Y
that
los que
I'm
trabajan
not
conmigo saben
promoting.
que me
And
dicen.
whoever
Y
works
yo
with
digo,
me, they
no,
know
Teresa,
and they
yo no me
tell
veo
me, and I'm
haciendo
like,
ese
no,
producto.
I'm sorry, I don't see myself doing that product.
No
I'm
tiene que ser
sorry.
así. Eso es algo
They
que
don't
para
have to
mí
be
es
that way.
importante.
For me, this is
Pero
something
pensar,
important.
cada acción es una semilla.
But you have to think that
Cada
each
acción.
action is a seed.
Entonces, empieza a
Each
sembrar.
action.
¿Sabes?
So start
El sembrador
planting
no
those
está un
seeds.
día y después
The
se
one
va
who
y se
plants
desaparece.
doesn't just appear one day
Echa
and then
todos los días.
disappear.
¿A qué?
The one
A
who
crear tu
plants
marca, a que
plants
sales
water
todos los
every
días a
day,
hablar de quién tú
creating
eres,
their
a
brand,
investar.
going out there
Entonces,
every day of talking
divide
of who you
tus
are, who you
categorías.
believe in. So
Soy
divide
madre,
your
soy
categories.
empresaria,
I'm a
soy una
mom,
mujer
I am an
espiritual, tengo
entrepreneur,
fe,
I'm a
soy,
spiritual
me
woman,
gusta
I have
cocinar.
faith, I
Una
like to
división, lo han
cook.
enseñado
Do a
en las clases
division
de
of
redes. Y las
class. They
clases se
show
van a
you
continuar
on
porque vamos a ir dando las
network
clases más
marketing classes,
avanzadas.
and these classes will
Entonces
continue because we'll
desarrolla
continue
eso,
giving more
pero
advanced
piensa
classes.
cada acción. No
So
hagas la
develop this.
acción
But
por el
think each
resultado
action,
inmediato,
don't do the
sino haz
action just
acción
for the
por el
immediate result.
resultado de tu
Do the
visión.
action because of the result of your vision.
¿Entiendes? Escúchame,
Do you
vista
understand?
es lo que tú
Okay,
ves
so
aquí.
listen.
Es
Your
o sea, la vista
sight.
está aquí
This is what
cerca.
you have here.
Es
Your
a
sight
simple,
is
todo lo
near.
ves a simple vista. Mi
Here is
anillo,
everything
mis
that you
manos.
see.
Visión
My
es a
hands,
largo
my
plazo. Es el
rings.
recorrido
Vision
donde
is
tú
in the
vas a
long
llegar.
term.
Lo que
It
debemos tener
is
nosotros es
the journey that you're
visión.
going to take. What we need to have
Entonces, para
is
llegar a la
vision.
visión, tú
So to be
necesitas
able to have vision,
acción
you
y
need to
semillas y
have
siembra.
action and you
Constantemente.
need to
No de
have
un día,
seeds
no de
and you
dos,
need to be
constante.
planting
Entonces,
constantly, not one
pide
day,
ser
not
constante. Cada
2 days,
día que te levantas,
constantly.
hoy
So
voy a
ask to
hacer
be
lo que
constant.
tengo que
Each
hacer.
day
¿Qué
that you
tengo
wake
que
up,
hacer?
say,
Vengo a
today
mi
I'm going to
calendario,
do what
tengo
I
que
have to do.
publicar
What do I
esto,
have to do? I'm
tengo que
going to my
grabar esto,
calendar.
tengo que
I
hacer
have to
esta
publish
historia
this. I
y
have to
tengo que
record
ver
this. I
un
have to do
video
this
que
story.
tenga que ver con mi
And I have
negocio.
to see a video that has to do with my business
Cumple. La disciplina
and
es hacer lo que
comply with
tienes que
that
hacer aunque
because
no tengas ganas de
discipline is
hacerlo.
doing what you have to
Cumple.
do,
¿Y
even if
sabes
you
qué es
don't
una de las
feel like
muestras
doing it.
más grandes
Comply with
de cuánto
yourself.
tú
And you know
tienes amor propio?
that
Cuando lo que tú
complying and
dices que
having
vas a hacer,
discipline is one
lo
of the
haces.
greatest ways that you show
Eso va
self love.
construyendo y
Discipline
haciendo crecer
starts
tu
building
autoconfianza. Y
and
cuando tú
making
tienes
your
autoconfianza,
self
tú
esteem grow.
entiendes
And
que con el
since you have
respaldo de
self
Dios y
esteem,
si
you
es Dios de su
understand that
voluntad,
with
nada
God's
es imposible.
faith and
Nada
will,
es imposible.
nothing
Número
is
5,
impossible. Nothing is
deja de
impossible.
tratar de
Number
vender y
5,
empieza
stop
a
trying to
ayudar.
sell and start helping.
Deja de tratar de vender
Stop
y
trying to
empieza
sell
a
and
ayudar.
start helping.
Yo he visto,
I've
me han mandado
seen,
audio que las
I've
personas me dicen,
received
sí, pero
audios
mira,
of
es que
people
tengo
saying,
esta reunión,
oh
¿cómo lo
yeah,
puedo
but look, I
convencer?
have this
No tienes que
meeting. How
convencer a
can I
nadie.
convince them? You
¿Cómo
don't
yo
have
voy
to
a
convince
convencer a
anybody.
alguien de que quiere estar
Why would I
saludable?
convince somebody
¿Estás
in
loca?
wanting to be
Digo,
healthy?
no,
Are
no
you
estoy diciendo lo
crazy?
mismo que ustedes.
And I'm not saying that you guys are crazy, okay? That's very Cuban. It's just a
Hello.
way of speech. It's like,
Yo no tengo que
hello,
convencer a
I
alguien
don't have to convince
que
anybody
quiere estar saludable,
that I
que
want
quiera
to be
cuidarse.
healthy, that wants
No,
to take care of
yo
themselves,
solamente
right?
abro la
No,
puerta.
I only open the door
Oye,
and I say,
esto
hey,
realmente
this
es lo máximo.
truly is
Ahora,
amazing.
¿quién
Now,
extiende la mano
who extends their hand or who doesn't. That really doesn't depend on me. What happens is that we want to be in control even of who extends the hand, sorry, and who says yes. No, start helping. You see somebody, well, start helping them. Hey, I can do this for you. You have a pain? Let's do this. Hey, I truly want to earn more money. I have this in my mind, not the one that needs money. Who has the mindset of the relationship with money being different? You don't have to convince anybody that needs more money that wants to do something. Like people who have said, oh, but do I have to go to all the trainings? That shows me that they don't understand what this is. If I want, I would love to be training the whole day because I know that that is what is going to take me to the next level. Exactly that. So start having in your heart helping. And there are some people that are going to let you help them and others that are not. So the focus in all this is losing the focus of selling. So review in your mind your conversations. All that class that Jay gave about scripts, that was marvelous. Do your own scripts. What kind of conversations can I start? Can I initiate? Can I organize with other people that I know, also with people that I don't know? Like the people who are maybe my friends and family.
¿Entienden? Entonces, ¿cómo yo puedo empezar a
So
ayudar?
do you understand? How can I start helping? How can I take off the focus on that? But you have to fill yourself with resources because it's like a bucket. It's like a bucket where if you don't put information in, the conversation is going to be empty. That's why conversations are repetitive. I have a patch, I'm in this company that produces this, that you can earn this, and it becomes repetitive because you, in your bucket, have not included valuable information. You are repeating what you heard, but you haven't made it yours. So we need to be in charge of this. And we need to put in the first place each time that you're in front of me, look, impulse does not take you anywhere, okay? And what happens? We know that we have a meeting and in our head we start thinking, well, I'm going to go over there. I'm going to say this today. Hey, listen to me. What happens if you start the meeting always with a question, and in the time that you ask that question, you just lay back and dedicate yourself to listening. When we listen, we can feel the need, and from your solutions, you can bring to the table what is going to change that person's life. But we don't do that. We ask a question, and instead of listening, we're here checking the script. So we stop being sensible to what the others need. Sales is relationships. It's relationship. It is helping the other person. And we are reaching them because we want to help ourselves. I want to earn money. I want to have more of this. When you focus on that, everything changes. So that pressure stops existing and the other person doesn't feel that pressure anymore. They feel that, oh, I'm interesting. That person is paying attention to me. That person wants to know about my life. Okay, 6, closing sales, no pressure. Again, this is a document that I am going to share with you in the information channel. Closing a sales without any pressure. That's what we were talking about. I've seen a person who has written me a message that has been behind the same prospect for a whole week. And we don't realize because we think that there is only one prospect for us. When start thinking about the amount of countries, and I was talking to Carol. Oh, I want to give kudos to the new directors, the new managers. I'm sorry, I should have done this at the beginning, but congratulations. A big kiss to all of you who have reached those ranks. We are super proud of you. We know you're working very strong, and we know you're all going to reach that. Congratulations to all the directors and managers of the team. So we cannot think that there is only one prospect. We can't. We cannot think that. There's a lot of people. How many countries is this in? And I was saying to Carol today, we're going to start going to other markets, Italy, France, Spain. Let's go. Let's start searching for people. Let's start putting ads to see who is interested there and doing trainings on their schedules. We can't just stay focused here. In the Latin market, there are so many people that don't know about this. How are you going to do this? So don't be there for a week searching to see. Yes, I am recording. For a week only focusing on one only prospect. Nothing to do. That has nothing to do. Yes, we're always training all the always recording all the trainings. Sorry, guys. Okay? So don't pressure yourself. Don't be like, I have to convince, I have to close. Don't pressure yourself. Enjoy your conversation. Enjoy what you're selling. And remember that there are people that are going to say yes, and there are people that are going to say no. Okay? 7 is a clear closing process is number 7. Okay? A clear closing process. Now, when you finish your presentation, there are people who are afraid. There are people who are embarrassed. Don't be embarrassed on saying, hey, would you like to start today or would you prefer to wait?
¿Por qué no?
Why not?
Y si te dice prefiero esperar,
And if they say, I prefer to wait, you're going to ask, what would you need? What is it you need today to not have to wait and start today? To start working now. If you're afraid, it's because you don't trust in what you're doing or what you have in your hands.
Y escúchame, aunque tú
And
todavía no has
listen
llegado
to
a
this.
manager, aunque tú todavía
If
no has
you
llegado a
haven't reached the
director,
manager
aunque tú
rank or
todavía
the
a lo
director
mejor
rank
no estás
either,
viviendo el
if you're not
éxito,
living
tú
maybe
tienes que creer.
success, you
Porque
have to
ahora no
believe
está
in it.
acá, pero eso no significa que
Because
no lo vas a
now
poder alcanzar.
isn't here. That
Eso
doesn't mean that
significa
you're
que
not
estás en el
going to be able
proceso
to
de
reach
caminar
it.
hacia allá.
It means you're in the process of
Hasta para
walking
tener un
there.
hijo te toma 9
Even
meses.
to
Esa
have a
forma que
baby, you take 9 months for it to
so, tú
be
estás formando
created.
ese bebé.
So you're creating that
Tú
baby.
tienes que entender que es un proceso.
You have to understand that it's a
Entonces, sé
process.
claro en ese cierre.
So be
Tú
clear
necesitas cerrar.
in
Tú no
that
puedes
closing.
dejarlo bueno.
You need to
Me
close. You
llaman.
can't leave, oh, okay, well, call me
Te
later.
expliqué
No,
todo.
that's not how it
¿Quieres
works.
empezar hoy o
I
quieres
explained
esperar?
everything. Do you
No,
want to wait
hoy.
today
Chévere.
or start
Esperar.
today or
¿Qué te
wait?
haría falta
You want to start
hoy,
today? Okay,
ahora,
cool.
para
If you
empezar
want
hoy
to
y que no
wait,
tengas
okay,
que
what
esperar?
would you need
¿Qué es lo que
to
te
not
está
have
faltando
to
para yo
start
ayudarte?
to be able to
That's it.
start today? What could I
Eso es
help
lo
you
que
with?
demuestras
That's it.
seguridad.
That's what you show. You show
¿Entienden?
self-esteem. You show that you're
Nosotros tenemos que
confident. You know what I mean?
practicar,
So we have
aplicar
to
todo
practice
esto que
and
nosotros hemos
apply
hablado hoy.
everything that we've spoken about
¿Qué
today.
estrategia tú puedes
What
llevarte de este
strategy can
entrenamiento
you
de
take
hoy?
from this training today?
Comparte
Share
contenido educativo.
educational content.
Mantén el enfoque en
Maintain
ayudar a
your
las
focus
personas,
in
no
helping
a
people
convencer a
and
nadie.
not in convincing anybody.
Conviértete en experta,
Become an
de
expert
el resultado,
in
no
the
del
result,
producto.
not in the product.
Sigue sembrando.
Continue
Todo importa.
planting
Un
seeds.
regalar de
Everything
patches, una
is important.
conversación, un
Everything
mensaje,
has
un
to do.
seguimiento, todo.
Giving out
Eso
patches, a
son cierres.
conversation, a follow-up, a
Cierra la
message.
venta de forma
Everything is
natural,
important. It's planting. Close the
de
sale
forma
in a natural
natural,
way,
pero directa
in a
y clara.
natural but direct and clear way.
Y síguete preguntando,
And continue asking
¿quiero ser
yourself,
millonaria
do I want to
¿Quiero
be
ser
a millionaire? Do I want to be a millionaire
o no?
or not?
¿Qué pienso de ser millonaria?
What do
o de
I
ser
think
millonario?
about being a
¿Lo veo mal?
millionaire? How do I feel
¿Lo veo
about it?
bien?
Do I see it
¿O
as
lo
something
rechazo?
bad, as something good?
¿Tengo una creencia limitante con
Do I
respecto a
have
eso?
a
¿Qué
limited
tengo que
belief
trabajar?
about that?
Escúchame,
What do I have
para
to
todo
work?
en la
Listen,
vida, sea
for
negocio, sea
everything
una
in life,
relación,
let it be
cualquier
business,
proyecto
a
de vida que tú
relationship,
tengas, cualquier
any
proyecto de
project
vida,
of life that
todo
you have,
empieza
any
por ti.
project of life,
Todo
everything
empieza
starts
por ti.
with you. Everything starts with me.
Y si no nos acostumbramos,
And
y
if
si
we
no
don't
nos
get used
entrenamos
to it, and if we
a
don't train
venir a
with
nosotros, a
going
reflexionar,
and
a
reflecting on
buscar,
this
a
and
mirar,
searching
a
and looking
corregir y
and
continuar,
correcting and continuing,
no vamos a avanzar.
we're not going
No
to
vamos a
advance.
avanzar.
We're
No
not going
empieza
to
por tu
move
líder.
forward.
No
It
empieza
doesn't
por la
start with
compañía.
your
No
leader.
empieza
It
por el
doesn't start
producto.
with the
No
company.
empieza por tus
It doesn't
seguidores.
start with the
Empieza
product.
por ti.
It doesn't start with the follow-up. It
Empieza
starts
por
with
mí.
you. It starts by me.
Bien. Entonces, nada, les voy a
Okay?
compartir todo el
So
documento
I'm
que
going to
resumen
share
este que
the
Solange
full
nos hizo
document, this summary
amablemente
that
porque ella es
very
productora
kindly
de
Sor
Bocas de
Ángel did to
Sueños.
us because she is the producer of Bocas de
Se lo voy a
Sueños.
compartir,
We're
por
going to
supuesto,
share it
déjennos
and of course
cualquier
leave
feedback
us any feedback
Les
that
voy a
you
decir
need.
cosas que nosotros estamos
I
haciendo,
am going to tell you about
porque
things that
el
we
interés
are
nuestro es
doing because
compartir con
our
ustedes todo lo que
interest is
nosotros
sharing
hacemos para que
with you
ustedes también lo puedan
everything that
duplicar.
we do so
Recuerden
you
que
can
esto
also
es un negocio de
duplicate.
duplicación.
Remember, this is a
Una de las
business
cosas que
about
nosotros hicimos
duplication.
es
One of the
dividir
things
nuestros
that we
grupos
did
en
was
WhatsApp.
divide
Yo tengo a
our
todo el
groups
mundo en
in
Telegram.
WhatsApps. I
Lo que
have
pasa es que en
everybody in
Telegram está
Telegram, but in
toda la
Telegram
organización.
is the
Esto es algo que les
whole
recomiendo también que
organization.
ustedes
This is
tengan un
something that
chat
I
con su
also
equipo.
recommend. Have a
Nosotros
chat
tenemos
with
muchas
your
personas,
team.
lo
We
dividí
have a lot of
por
people in our
los
team,
grupos por
so
los que
I
entraron.
divided it
Si
between the
alguien entró
groups
por
that
Core, tengo un WhatsApp para todo el
enrolled.
equipo
If
de Core.
somebody enrolled
Si
via
alguien entró por
core,
Advance,
I
tengo a
had a
todo el mundo
WhatsApp
en
for all
WhatsApp por
core.
Advance. Y
If
al
somebody
que entra
enrolled as
directo, me
advanced, I
están
have a
hablando
whole group for
directamente en
advanced.
directo
I'm
con
talking
Jacqueline
about
Carlos.
everybody directly
Telegram es
enrolling
para
under
toda
me,
la
under Rochelle
organización.
and Carlos.
¿Cuál es la idea de
Telegram
eso?
is for the whole
Entrenarlos también.
organization. What is the idea? Training them
¿Qué
too.
deben hacer? Tener canal
What
de
do they have to
información,
do? They need
estar
to
en
have the
boards,
information channel.
tengan
They
comunicación
need
con
to
sus
be on
equipos,
boards. They have to
compartan
have
las clases. Hay
communication with their
mucha gente
teams.
que no
They
se
have to share
enteran. El
classes. There are
otro
a
día
lot
mi
of
esposo
people
habló
that
de esto,
don't
pero el otro, el jueves estuve
realize. The other
enferma.
day,
Pero mi esposo
I
bien
was
dijo,
sick and my husband
una
talked
persona, una
about this, and he
séptima
said a
generación hacia
person,
abajo,
a
se
seventh
quiso salir del
generation
negocio y
underneath
quería
wanted to leave
salirse
the business,
porque decía
and
que
she
nadie la había
wanted to leave
atendido.
because
Y no era
nobody
directo de nosotros,
had helped her,
era
and she
séptima
wasn't
generación.
directly
Él
under
decía,
us.
hay
She
que
was the
educar a
seventh
nuestro equipo.
generation.
Mira, una vez
So that means we
intenté
need to educate our
conectarlos,
teams.
como hace
Once people
DC
enroll, we need
exactamente
to
así, pero
connect,
aquí en
just like this is
español.
it does, exactly
Entonces hay
that
que
way, but in
conectarlo con
Spanish.
los
So we
entrenamientos y
need to
con todo lo que
connect them with
tenemos.
the trainings and
Bien,
with
si no,
everything that
son
we
gente que
have,
se sienten
okay? If
solas,
not, there are
son gente
people
que
that
están
they
haciendo lo
feel
que no
abandoned, they
pueden
feel alone,
porque
they're
no
doing what
entienden,
they
porque
can't
no
because they
saben,
don't
porque no
understand,
tienen la
because they don't
información.
know, because they don't have the
Ustedes, cada vez que
information.
tú firmes a alguien,
You,
tú eres el
each time that you
encargado, el
enroll
encargado de
someone, you
conectarlo
are in
con los
charge
entrenamientos y
in
con todos los
connecting
recursos que les
them with the
damos.
trainings and with
Créeme, yo
all
he
the
estado antes en
resources
otras
that we
compañías.
have for them.
Entonces,
Believe me,
estos
I've been
recursos no
in other
estaban, no
companies before
estaban.
and we
Hemos
didn't
creado
have these
sistemas que
resources.
no
They
hay
weren't
manera
here.
de salirte
We
y de no
created a
aprender
system that
si
there's
quieres
no
hacer
way that
con
you
ellos.
cannot learn
¿Ok?
if you want to learn, of course, obviously. Okay?
Sí. Bueno, ok,
Um,
ok, Corales,
okay,
perfecto.
okay,
Ok,
Corales.
mis amores.
Okay,
Bueno, nos
perfect.
vemos.
Don't worry about
Mañana
that.
seguimos por
Okay.
acá. Les
So
mando un
we'll see
besito.
you
Que Dios me los
tomorrow. We'll be
bendiga.
here. A big
Cuídense
hug
y
to
ahora pongo
everybody.
el
Take care.
documental.
God
Ok,
bless you. And I
gracias.
will
Ya está
upload
todo
the
creado.
document. Thank you for your time. Thank you.